muskrat. It's swimming. Oh, there we go. In my back.
This is the TFC. This is the TFC.
This is the TFC Riffles Rants Podcast.
This is nice. Hey,
This is
welcome.
the TFC podcast. Nipples and gnats.
We're trying to name the podcast, so welcome to the first show that has
No name. Congratulations, you've found us.
This is the TFC podcast, and we're trying to come up with a name right now.
We just decided to go live and have no name. So, the TFC podcast.
What are we going with? I really like to catch my drift, but that was already taken, so that's unfortunate.
We still might just have to. If ours is better than everyone's, can we just use it?
That's saying a lot. We've never done a podcast.
Well, we never built a boat either, but we did that.
All right. Well, this is the TFC podcast. It will be named by the end of this episode.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
We're about to figure that out. I'm Talon Bronson.
I'm Jeremy Bronson. Welcome.
We actually did this yesterday, just for my camera to die halfway through.
It was fantastic. So we did about 45 minutes of a podcast, and 19 minutes of it was actually taped. So
It was a good practice run,
It
though.
was really good. It was exciting.
It was good stuff.
Very professional.
So yeah, I feel like we already explained it because we did yesterday, but
Now we
run it back.
We got to start over. So basically, yeah, we've decided that we're going to start doing a podcast based on the fact that we've been selling boats for a while now.
and we have a lot of them out there in a bunch of different states.
I love that butt. I love this machine.
We're just going to sit here and use sound effects. So basically, I will tell you that we do build boats better than we podcast.
I think we're great. Podcasts are too boring and serious these days.
Yeah, there's nothing that we're not good at. Basically how it works.
Wow, that sounds very conceited. That's crazy.
Is confidence the same as conceited?
Wow.
Yeah.
You're going to get a lot of people liking you right off the bat.
Go big or go home. Wow. Yeah, this is a great start today.
It is. I think it's better than yesterday.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to be talking
Everything's good when you've got a voice like mine.
We're going to be talking about boat stuff, fishing stuff. I mean, obviously, we are doing this podcast to promote our boats, but we have a lot that we like to talk about in the general fishing, fly fishing, outdoors, maybe even some hunting scenes that we thought we would maybe spark some interest in starting a podcast.
Yeah, so from a boating perspective and from a company perspective, we've been building boats. We've been incorporated now for about 5 years. We've been building boats for a little bit longer than that. But with the customer base that we've got, we wanted to start a podcast because there's potential here, obviously, to reach consumers who may not know of us, but also to reach our current customers when we have updates. We have things to talk about. So within this podcast, we'll do a lot of boat talk, a lot of compare and contrast different kinds of boats, one of them being ours, obviously. Rowing tips and techniques, fishing tips and techniques, a lot of stuff within the fly fishing community particularly. I mean, there's a lot of kind of stuff that's controversial or, people view as controversial that we're going to hit on, that we might ruffle some feathers with our opinions. Again, everything on this show is purely opinion based, and it's what we think of. And
We're also very sarcastic people.
That's good to get out there first.
Take
So-
everything with a grain of salt if
Yeah.
it comes out of our mouth.
Exactly. You'll hear us rib each other a lot. I'll make fun of him because all he wants to do is throw meat streamers, and all I want to do is throw bobbers. So we'll dig
That's a
each other a
whole-
little bit. So that's a whole podcast on its own. But we'll talk. We'll dive into spot burning, We'll dive into guides. We'll dive into a whole lot of stuff that people seem to have arm wrestle over a little bit in the community, but give our take on some of this kind of stuff.
We're trying to come up with some, fun games that might result in punishments on the podcast.
Punishments for us, and then potentially prizes for viewers. We might do some giveaways.
We're going to be creative.
Yeah.
Mix it up. But in this intro podcast that will be named here in a few minutes, we're going to just really go over a quick overview on who we are, how we started, what we offer, what we plan to offer, and go from there.
Yeah, pretty much. We are, again, TFC, Talon Fishing Company. The company started back in around 2018. We got incorporated actually in 2020.
Yep.
We started building boats sometime before that, or building our first frame sometime before that. Who we are is a father and son. Been fishing. I've been fishing my whole life. Talon's been fishing since I could put him in a backpack and carry him around. That was the cornerstone of what started the company. But what really started the boat portion of it, aside from fishing, was the fact that I had bought in boats and raised Talon up around different types of drift boats, and there was just a lot of stuff that I didn't like about anything that I had ever purchased. So that was kind of what it started from, was trying to build a better product that basically I could use for myself, that we could use for ourselves. And it started with just a one-man boat that we decided we wanted to just go take individually out on rivers and still waters. And that's kind of how it started. And then every place we would go, I'd have, half a dozen people stop at a gas station or stop at the lake or riverside and say, hey, where did you get that product? And when they found out that I made it, people wanted to know where they could get one. So that's kind of where it was born from.
Yeah, and it also was with your background in aluminum, hand railing, fabrication, whatever.
Yeah, I have had the question, like, what would make you think that you can build a boat? What gives you the background to build a boat? And I won't say that I had the background to build a boat. What I do have the background in is aluminum fabrication and all of the parts and pieces and the structural engineering piece of it that goes into that. So when I started building a boat, I realized that all the parts that were built into the frame of basically building a componentized aluminum raft, I already had access to, or we're already building, and we're doing so in the aluminum handrail space and in the commercial storefront space. So from a structural standpoint, the background was already there. I've been doing it for 30 years almost, so yes.
Yeah, and then that tied into when I was in high school, wanting to start a fly fishing company, YouTube channel, whatever, tied into kind of you building the first one-mans, us building them together. And that kind of is how TFC started.
Yeah, and it was never meant to, we've said this before if you know us, but it was never meant to be a company to start off. It was just building a better boat for ourselves, and it wasn't up until the point where Talon got interested in entrepreneurship and wanting to be self-employed that we kind of put two and two together and decided to mix his desire and passion to be in the fly fishing space with my background in aluminum fabrication and building, along with the love of water and the outdoors and fishing, and obviously the relationship you and I have that's based and centered around
the outdoors.
The outdoors and fishing.
And business.
Yeah.
But
You will find out from the outset that I'm 100% a capitalist and completely agree in terms of free markets. I've been self-employed for almost 30 years, like I said. But with that said, the great part about TFC is that we don't do it particularly to make money. I've got other avenues. We are in other businesses that feed our family. So us doing a podcast or us building boats, we do it because of the love of building boats because it's a passion, because I love the outdoors. We love getting other people outdoors. We love watching relationships like you and I have build between family members and
For sure.
and friends. So we have a passion to do it. It's not monetarily driven.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's important.
Yeah.
Because we genuinely do care about creating, relationships with our customers, watching them be able to go do the things that we've been able to explore and do together.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah. And every one of our customers we're still in contact with to this day. We got boats in 5 different Western states right now, from California, Montana, Idaho, Colorado. We've got them all over the West. So, and we keep in touch with all those people. So it's a very personal thing to us.
For sure. But yeah, that reminded me. Well, maybe not that, but the logo. A lot of people don't really understand the design of the logo. I've never really fully explained it. But it was my senior project. Well, junior year, high school into senior year, there was a senior project, and that's how I wanted to start the business, YouTube, whatever. So I designed it in Photoshop, but I'll throw up a picture on the screen right now. But the T is actually, so obviously it's a hook, but what makes the top of the T is supposed to be like an eagle talon. So that's where the name comes from, the business, not necessarily my specific name, because mine's Tallyn. So an eagle talon, Talon, and that's the top of what makes the T. And then obviously that fish head is what creates the claw, but it also kind of creates a double talon with the mouth. So it's kind of all integrated together when you pay attention or look at it.
It's very
I wanted
secretive. It's very sneaky.
I wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, I think that the talon part is funny too, because everyone thinks that it's.
Everyone thinks I really named it right after myself, and I swear I didn't. But I mean, I guess there's a little bit of.
There's a play on words there.
Exactly.
I'm not sure what the actual alliteration term is for what we did, but I'm not that smart. I'm not an English major, so I've never been accused of that.
Oh man.
I can spell your name and the logo though, so that's all that matters.
Perfect. Well, now I go to Chick-fil-A and I get a bag, and I just tell them my name's Talon because that's how people usually spell it.
You changed your name.
I'm so tired of correcting people. I give up.
Yeah. However.
So I go by both now, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it really started with the one-mans, and the first one-mans were so beefy, so big.
Dude, they were huge.
They were way oversized. But they did great on, they were born on the Colorado River, the upper sea, and like Spinney.
Yeah.
And that's where we had a lot of our first interest.
Yeah, on both of those locations.
And after that, we came out with a 2-man, did our first trade show at the International Sportsman's Expo, sold our first one there. It's really where we like officially launched our business.
Was it the
And
Sportsman's
had a
Expo?
website up by then. And then we had so much interest at that expo about a 3-man.
Yeah, so we had to design one. We actually sold 2 boats before we ever even actually had
A 3-man built.
a prototype done. Had deposits on them just based on the 2-man. So
And
So,
that's
yeah.
really how it evolved.
yeah,
Um,
and I think it's important. Like at this point, Talon Fishing Company, the Talon Hydro Sleigh,
that was your naming, by the way.
the Hydro Sleigh.
TFC Hydro Sleigh.
We decided at that time one of the things so let's talk about what a hydro sleigh is. It's basically a cataraft.
Yeah, all we do is catarafts,
Fly fishing.
right, as of right now.
Yeah. Fly fish, pretty much fishing specific, but we really cater towards fly fishing based on most of the accessories are, rod holders and that kind of stuff are fly fishing specific. But I mean, anyone can fish
Out of it.
out of it. But that was catarafts were what we chose to go with versus rafts. So we do get a question a lot, like because catarafts aren't the norm that you see on most rivers. I mean, they're used. Steelheaders use catarafts a lot.
Down in Patagonia.
Patagonia, it's big cataraft country down there.
And I think they're getting bigger in the fly fishing space.
I think that
But we're really the only, in Colorado at least, the only Cataraft specific, fly fishing specific boat company.
yeah, 100% that I know of. I mean, there might be one out there randomly, but I don't. Not that advertises or that we're aware of. But so there's a few reasons people ask why catarafts versus rafts. One of the big reasons is my biggest reason is after owning a raft. I guess that some background on rowing is we had a big full-size raft originally, and that's what I learned to row on. Bought it off of a showroom floor, and there was just it was so big, it was so heavy, it was so hard to move. There were so many different things about it that I didn't like. I didn't love how at the time water came over the top, filled up your boat. You were bailing water out. I didn't like how you get high centered. I didn't like how easy it was to wrap a raft around a rock, that kind of stuff. And almost all of that got very much mitigated when I started building cats.
Yeah.
So from a safety perspective, cats are superior from a safety standpoint for sure.
Definitely.
The other thing about them is that I guess if you talk about cons, I guess we should really talk about pros and cons on rafts versus catarafts. The only real thing that a raft does that a cataraft doesn't is keep you a little bit drier because you got a floor. That's basically it.
Other than that, I don't really know.
No, they row very similar. They do similar in the
I
wind.
don't even say they row similar. I mean,
Cats are.
you have a lot less surface tension on a cataraft, so you can hold a line a lot better when you're wanting to hold it. But then when you break that line, they maneuver easier than a raft still.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the big advantages are when you've got a cataraft and you got two pontoons versus a whole bottom, you can split rocks. You don't have something underneath you to get high centered on. Again, if you high side on a rock in a river, and you start bringing water over the top of a raft, you're going to wrap that raft. When you bring water over the side of
Or flip it.
Yeah, one or the other.
You're probably going to flip it first, but yeah.
So you're going to struggle to do that in one of our cats because all the water comes over the upstream tube and goes right back out. So it's tough to wrap and they're tough to flip. I mean, knock on wood. I mean, we haven't flipped one yet.
I think the biggest thing that I loved when we started making them and rowing them versus the raft was splitting rocks. I mean, that completely changes the way you row a river. Completely.
Changes how you read water.
Yeah, it changes what you can fish,
Yep.
what you can get down. I mean, you can get down some skinny, gnarly stuff, especially in our 2-man.
Yeah, you were just doing it last week, right?
Yeah, it was brutal. But if I would have been in anything but a 2-man cat, we wouldn't have made it down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, they're the most versatile boat out there for sure.
And then if you mix in the idea of what you can do on still water very easily, how you can put bigger motors on, because you can get the motor up inside of you're not hanging off the back of the thwart per se. You can actually get it on a solid piece of frame that's up kind of set inside of the cat. And then you can also put a front mount trolling motor on pretty easy because there's no front bow or thwart to have to try to get a solid base on. You can create solid bases all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of just we might as well just go fully into now catarafts versus rafts versus drift boats. Quickly
Sure.
Explain pros, cons versus the 3. Wow. That was good.
Almost knocked myself out. I need to get my awareness is not good right here.
You need more coffee.
Dude, I think I had a bug in my ear. It got in here. I was laying eggs or something. There's like larvae.
That's
I don't
awful.
even know what happened.
Ooh.
Shoot, I got to get in there a little bit.
You had
Dang.
some calabatus in there trying to hatch.
It was almost choke and gag time. We'll get into choke and gag time maybe a little bit later, but
Wow.
choke and gag time's a good time.
Choke and gag time.
It's a good time. Anyway, I'll write that down to come back to choke and gag time.
We also got to get our name down. What are we? What are we trying to do first?
Choke and Gag TV.
No, that belongs in a whole different space of podcasts.
I believe that that's the NC-17 or the adults only portion.
yeah.
Or I don't even know where
I
that
don't think
goes.
that belongs.
I've never gone to the Choke and Gag Time podcast.
We're at the choke and gag
Yeah,
section.
no.
All right, we've gone too far, and we just got to quickly explain it now because people are gonna be like, "What the?"
Okay, so are we going to come back to?
We're gonna come back to
contrast.
compare and contrast.
Now we'll talk about Choke and
We gotta
Gag Time.
get choke and gag time out of the way real quick.
All right, who's going to start Choke and Gag Time?
Um,
Since I'm the one who came up with Choke and Gag Time, you can explain it as you heard it said from me.
all right, well, 2-3 weeks ago, me, you, our buddy Jay, were on the 3-man fishing a famous South Park Stillwater. And as you know, those Stillwater hatches can be crazy. Like chironomids,
Gnarly.
calabatus, around 10, 11 a.m. started popping everywhere. And when it gets that bad, like you can't even breathe. Like you need a full-blown face mask, glasses. They're crawling inside your glasses,
It's terrible, man.
getting inside your ears. But yeah. Who was that first one to choke on a calabatus?
I think that you kind of choked
I
a
did.
little bit, but then like
Well, we doubled up
we doubled up.
and landed 2 fish.
But while
right,
I was
like once it hit 10. I'm choking and gagging right now.
But while while I was fighting it is when it really got bad for me. Like I inhaled
Yeah.
like a mouthful
You
of
did.
calabatus.
And,
Like
like,
it
started-
wasn't just one.
Coughing, gagging.
Yeah, like almost vomiting.
And yeah, after we landed and released the 2 fish.
Then I stood up and I just said, "Hey," I said, "It's choke and gag time right now."
It's choke and gag time, boys.
I think Jay,
wait.
He said, "It's choke and gag time, boys."
exactly. And then Jay looked up and he said, "Wait, what?
He's like,
what time is it?
What do you mean by that? Like, can I opt out of that?
Is there any way that I cannot be involved?
Can I not be a part of
choke and gag?
C&G time?
C and G.
I'd prefer not to be. That was really funny.
So,
And then
yes.
the joke just went on the whole day.
Yeah, it
And
got
worse and worse from there. And
Anyway, but you're in a good place at a good time when it's choke and gag time. So if any of you find yourself out there and
the fish are probably happy.
yeah, the fish are happy, just cover your face. Anyway, so that's choke and gag time. So yeah,
All right. Well, catarafts, rafts, drift boats. Let's get back to it real quick.
okay.
We kind of we went pretty in depth. Well, let's just highlight real quick catarafts.
Yep.
Cons first.
Biggest con, the only con actually that I
And that
ever
we've been
hear.
told by other guides, because we had other guides say they'd really like to guide out of cats, but from a
customer standpoint, there's a lot of people that guides will claim don't want to be wet. So it is a wetter ride for sure. Like it's a more, I like to view it as it's a very intimate experience with the water because water is coming in. But
I mean, when you're in a river,
I mean, you're already out there. Like, what do you?
if you're rowing rivers in Colorado with a raft, you're probably getting some
Wet
wave
anyway.
action anyway.
Right?
That's my thought.
Like it's never been a thing to me because if it's cold, you're in waders. If it's warm, you don't care.
Yeah, it feels nice when it's a freaking July day like right now.
Yeah. So I mean,
and I guess just maybe the bottom isn't fully enclosed.
you can lose a phone easier if you're.
If you're dropping stuff though on anything, it's a good chance it's going out of the boat.
Yeah, my suggestion is if you're in a boat, I'd secure your important things. I wouldn't just let them flop around anyway. So, I mean, to each their own. I mean, but those are the only 2 cons, really.
And maybe, I mean, inflatables in general sit a little bit, I wouldn't say higher than all drift boats. I mean, there's some drift boats out there that the bow and stern freaking stick up a few feet and can catch wind, but inflatables in general might, catch wind a little bit more. But there's not one good boat on the market. There's not a boat on the market that will do great in wind.
Yeah.
matter
I've
what.
yet to hear someone sell a boat
That does good in wind.
that says, "Oh yeah, you should get this because it's great in wind."
Yeah.
I don't think that that's on any advertising. So
No. And pros to a cat, splitting rocks, I absolutely love. I think that's my number one. And then you get to the part, it doesn't hold water. Water just goes right back down the floor.
Dude,
in safety.
But the water going through the floor. So I do hear this, like people will say if you're in a raft and you have a self-bailing bottom, that the self-bailing bottom doesn't hold water. And you're right. It's made to self-bail. There's holes all over it. I will tell you that should you get high-sided on a rock,
it does not bail water
fast enough.
Quick enough.
No, it will still fill up. It will wrap. It will dump you because of the amount of pressure that's on it. Versus a cat where there really is no bottom per se. It hits even on our hard floors, even on the diamond plate floors, it hits
the edges
and goes out immediately.
Yeah.
There's no holding water on it.
I mean, you get like a class 5 enough force on a side of a boat. We're not saying catarafts are unflippable.
No,
by
I'm
any
not saying
means.
that.
But they are the absolute hardest to flip and wrap.
Yeah.
So by far the safest boat.
So
on the market.
safety. So splitting rocks, safe for safety purposes. And when I say safety, I mean forgiveness. You can make a lot of mistakes. That's one thing that I like to tell people, particularly people that are new rowers, is that you're gonna make mistakes. I mean, rowing on a river, and we'll get into that. I think that's what we'll talk about next, is rowing a river versus rowing to fish. They're two very different things. But when you're first rowing, safety's number one. You buy a boat because you want to have fun with your friends and family. You don't want to put them in danger. You don't want to put yourself in danger. And having something that's forgiving to where you can make mistakes, you can get yourself in a bad spot, and it's not going to be, a complete trip ender or devastating or cause loss of life. Not saying that can't happen, but you want to have as much forgiveness as possible. So the forgiveness piece of it is huge.
Yep. And versatility.
Yeah, especially.
It's the most versatile type of boat.
I mean,
You can
especially.
just add on a lot to frames, to the front, the back, because since they're open.
Yeah.
Motors.
And we have accessories. We have front motor mounts. We have rear motor mounts. We have wheels. Every boat, even the big 3-man, uses the same wheel. And one person can walk our 3-man anywhere you want to go.
Yeah, that's a full-size 300-pound,
Yep.
Trailered
boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we do trailer the 3-man. So versatility is, so those are the three big things. So
And stability.
yeah.
I mean, it's a pontoon. Any type of pontoon boat's going to be stable. I mean, both of us can stand on the edge of our 2-man. You can't flip it.
We can put all of our weight on one side, reach over, net fish, do whatever you're going to do. Never one time have I ever thought, oh crap, everyone's too far to one side.
It doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So that's where people get in trouble. And that is a con to drift boats. Anyone who rows a drift boat will tell you, like, you want to keep center, particularly in moving water. That's the other thing. Cats don't sink, and drift boats do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of drift boats in the bottoms of rivers all over the place.
Yep.
So so that's the pros. Really, it kind of does everything, especially with ours that has the version where we have diamond plate platforms. Yeah. They're as stable as a drift boat. You can go anywhere you can go with a raft and then some, and then they're more forgiving than a raft. So it really pretty much is the best of both worlds, minus you're going to get a little wet. Yeah. So yeah, if getting a little wet is a problem when you're fishing, then I don't know, maybe don't fish. Pick a new hobby.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. You're outside.
You're in the water.
I mean,
you're around a lot of water.
In case you didn't know, the fish are in the water.
So yeah, let's quickly, we went over cats, pros, cons, deeply, intensely. Kind of everything. We kind of went over everything. I guess just quickly with drift boats, the pros you get, maybe more of a slipper. How do I say that word? Slipperier? Slipperier. Slipperier.
I'm more slippery.
Slicker.
They're the slipperiest.
Slicker row.
Yeah.
Slicker row.
Slicker? Are you a slicker rower?
In slow water.
Yeah.
Not really a whole lot of a difference, I think, in moving, rapidy, riffle, like.
No, when the water's moving, it doesn't really matter.
It has a stable bottom,
Dryer.
I
think some of a few of our older guys like the more comfort staying dry, maybe that kind of thing. So, I mean, there is a benefit to that.
Cons to it, though, is they sink.
That's a bad con.
Specific places, yeah.
If your boat sinks, it's bad. You can if you hit rocks, they'll also sink.
Yeah.
Center of balance, everyone has to stay on one side or else you can take a wave over it. On still water, you're limited on the size.
They fill with water.
And they're limited on the size of motor you can put on the back of them just based on the weight.
Yeah, and you're just limited. Your seasons get shorter and you're limited to where you can take them.
Yeah.
And rafts, you have a full bottom as a pro.
You won't drop your phone. I mean, if you do, it goes on the bottom. Don't drop your phone. It's a real challenge.
You might stay drier. Probably not a whole lot more, though.
No. You can get high centered on a raft.
They're a little more. They're more versatile than a drift boat, but not more than a cat.
And you're going to have an inflatable bottom at the portion of the part that you stand on, unless you have another section that you stand on, another additional piece. The bottom is inflatable, so you can puncture the bottom of it. Yeah. Particularly if someone gets in your boat with studs or something on. So
yeah,
they will wrap easier and they fill with water. So literally the only con that we have to a cat, the only con that we have in a cat from a drift boat
they sit
to
higher.
a raft, to get the same inflation, you have to have a bigger tube, so they will sit a little bit higher. Not a great deal higher, but a little bit higher. And you'll get wet.
Yeah.
And again, we've gone over that.
In my mind, honestly, I think it's a good take. I don't think it's a crazy take. It makes sense for me if you're a all-out fly fisherman that travels around the country to fish, having a drift boat and a cat makes complete sense to me. Like
to have two boats.
If you're to do everything. And I don't see where a raft fits in.
No, if you have a cat, I don't know why you need a raft. I mean, it's an inflatable, but
it does better than a raft in a lot of areas.
In every area.
Yeah.
I can't think of one place I would take a raft that I would want a raft and not a cat.
Me either. I can't think of one. And then people might say, oh, well, I can get one of the smaller tubed rafts for half the price.
Well, you can.
You can, but you're getting a 12-inch tube.
If you want to talk about something that'll flip and you'll end up in the bottom of the river, get one.
and not in an even more uncomfortable ride.
Exactly.
I mean, some of those you can't even stand up in successfully.
No, in fact, you tell me, the two rafts that we've had to rescue people, what were they? You don't need to do the brand name, but
yeah, they were small. They were small diameter tubed rafts.
Narrow, lightweight, small diameter, gray and black.
Stop. There are a lot of gray and black out there, though.
There are, yeah.
It's like everyone's using the same gray and black ones.
From China.
Exactly. Oh, that's funny.
Anyway.
All right. Well, that was our controversial take for the pod for pod 1, maybe.
Exactly.
I like it though. Yeah. I'll stand by it fully.
If you're not willing to stand by the product, you probably shouldn't be making it or selling it. And I have yet to have one of our products come back. So, and if they do, we'll fix them immediately. Bring them back.
Lifetime warranty on the frames.
Yes. Bring them back.
All right. Well, okay.
The name.
Podcast name.
What is it?
You had such a great one. Did we talk about that already?
I think we did.
Catch my drift.
Catch my drift. I really want to catch my drift.
I know. Riffles and rants. Riffles runs
and rants.
Riffles runs and rants.
You have
runs and rant. I don't know.
I have the runs.
Rants stupid.
No, I like rants. I mean, you're on a podcast. I mean, we're going to talk about stuff that people don't want to talk about.
Trying to mesh together.
I got that. I like that.
Riffles and rants.
Riffles and
Because
rants.
you had riffles and runs, but I'm
Yeah.
like,
No,
What,
but
like
the
you have-
rants
you have the
part.
runs or
yeah,
what?
that as soon as I said that, I'm like, yeah, well, and you know,
there's a good chance
There's
you
a
do
good
right before a
chance, right?
float.
no matter what happens, I don't. By the time that it's
When
time
the boat, when we're about to take off, you're running to the bathroom. Always. It's because you drink too much coffee.
No, hey, I'm here to tell you, there's nothing worse than being like, particularly if you're floating through private property. You're floating through private property, and like 2 hours in, all of a sudden, like you can't get
What
out
do
of
you
the
do
boat.
there? You know, like
Hey,
what's the move?
I'm here to tell you, there is a move. I'm not
and
sure
it's
that.
not staying on the boat.
Well, I mean, you could release part of your body off of the boat. You could do not defile our rivers, please. That's
It's frowned upon.
frowned upon.
Don't do it.
No,
We need to take care of our resources.
exactly.
All right, riffles and rants,
Riffles and
or
rants.
runs and rants. No runs. Get rid of the
No.
runs. Scratch the runs.
We've already determined the runs is not going, so it's riffles and rants.
The TFC Riffles and Rants podcast.
Yes. All right.
That's it. It's down.
I'll have
That's
to write it down so I don't forget
You
it.
heard it here first.
TFC Riffles and Rants. Like it. R&R.
Nice.
Rest
I
and
like that.
relaxation. Relaxation. I speak the English language. Exactly. So that's
What were we-
some of what you can expect coming up.
Yeah.
We're going to get into some other stuff that's a little more fly fishing specifically controversial, whether it's here or, in the Western United States, or we might even touch on some saltwater stuff that we've run into.
We got really into duck hunting too.
We actually
gonna-
don't mark. We're actually have a duck blind that's going to be associated with
Our 2 and 3 man.
our 2 and 3 man, so that you can float and hunt. That's not
There's
out
gonna be
yet.
a lot more about that coming out soon.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
big
about
big waterfowl guy over there.
that. Yeah.
Big waterfowl guy. We might bring our shotguns in and
Ooh.
be able to.
We really
show
gotta.
off shotgun.
We gotta ramp up the YouTube video production now.
We do.
That's
For
really
sure.
on me. I have some videos that I need to finish and put
You have some
together.
content that needs to be put out there.
We'll do better for you guys.
Yeah. So we appreciate you guys. We appreciate you watching. Hopefully that we'll add something. We'll give you some information, some technical information on boats, on rowing, on
Yeah.
fishing, some tips
Let
and
it-
techniques.
Let us know in the comments too, specific things you want us to talk about.
Yeah.
Whatever it's related to. Rowing, fishing, outdoors, whatever.
For sure.
Yeah. Give us some topics to talk about that you're interested in.
If anybody knows the folks who run the power plant below Green Mountain Reservoir, could we please somehow, it's only been since March, could we fix the road?
I think it's not. It didn't even look bad.
Like-
I think they're just not wanting people to get in there.
I mean, will someone please tell me, is this a PTJ
Dude, I swear.
problem or what's going
We
on?
need to clip this, put it on the Instagram because it's shocking.
It's shocking that the slide happened in March and now it's like the end of July.
No one can even access it.
You can't even access a
It's
public
public.
section of water.
Pretty shocking. So
Yeah. So if anyone is aware of why that can't be fixed, let us know. We'd like to know why it's taken 4 months to basically put up some chain link reinforcement or something.
I just love the access we're losing in Colorado. It's really
great.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
High water mark next.
Yeah.
We may
that's
have
a whole nother. We'll get into more of this. Maybe that's the next podcast.
It might be high water mark. We might
Yeah.
have to get into that.
And the whole land swap down there
Yeah. Maybe we should do that.
and how it's still not. They took
Done.
away the public, but haven't really given us the.
The new public?
Yeah.
They took it away before they did actually the improvement to add.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So
All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys.
We
And
appreciate
we'll
it.
see you on the next TFC Riffles and Rants podcast.
you got it. Congratulations.
Let's go.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you guys next time. I'm just seeing what these buttons do now.